Hi, I'm Gardner. In the last video on dowsing with pendulum charts, we looked at how you can use your pendulum and one of these sectored charts to get a quality or a quantity of something that you're dowsing for, like a percentage from 1 to 100 or 1 to 10, and whether it's positive or negative. And I mentioned these colours on the bottom of the chart, so I thought it would be interesting to do another little video on how to use these colours in your dowsing. And that brings us to the topic of witnesses. Now, a witness in dowsing terms means a sample of whatever it is that you're looking for. So, for example, if you're looking for water, if you're dowsing for a well site, you might hold a little bottle of water in your hand, in the hand with your L rod. Some dowsers actually will have a little plastic file taped to the end of the L rod, and the idea is that it tunes your dowsing tool into what you're looking for. So if you have a little bottle of water on the end of your dowsing tool, then in theory the tool only reacts to that substance. And what's actually happening is that the sample is just it's a mental aid to help you focus on what you're looking for. So some dowsers might use little bottles of oil if they're dowsing for oil, water for water, or some sort of mineral like gold or silver if they're dowsing for that sort of thing. So they can be quite useful. They can also be quite limiting, because if you're out in the field, you decide you need to dowse for something and you don't have that witness with you, then what do? You have to be versatile as a dowser. You have to be able to work without witnesses just by holding the image of what you're after in your mind. But some people find them helpful. But as I say, it's really a mental prop. It's just an aid to help you focus on what you're looking for. Now, you can get some dowsing tools that have witness chambers built in. If I was to take this apart, this just unscrews. You can see there's a little chamber in the end here. So I could put a sample of what I'm looking for into here, like maybe a little bit of gold or just a drop or two of water. And that would then, the idea is that would then focus the pendulum into looking for that substance. And you could also use it if you're doing some healing on somebody. You might want to put a remedy in here, a flower essence or something, and then you could douse over the photograph of the person and send out that influence with your pendulum. Now, another type of witness that we can use are colour wheels, and this is the one that most people are familiar with. This is called the Measure of Rosette, and it was invented by the celebrated French dowser Henri Measure. He's also known for, in the 1920s, a group of dowsers in Paris, led by Henri Measure, mapped out a series of underground caverns under the city that were unknown to the general public. I mean, the town council had maps of them, but the dowsers successfully mapped out where all these tunnels ran, even including the blank areas where pillars of rock had been left to support the roofs of the tunnels. So that's quite a successful dowsing test. Now, you also came up with this colour wheel called the Measure disc, or the Measure Rosette, and you use this to assess. It's another means of assessing the quality of something that you're looking for. So if, for example, I'm dowsing a bottle of water and I want to know what the quality of the water is, I would start my pendulum going over the sample, and with the disc in my other hand, I would hold one colour between my thumb and forefinger, and I would just ask the pendulum, so please resonate to the colour that this water is associated with, and I would go around the disc. So getting nothing here for, this is grey. Grey normally means polluted water. Obviously colour is a very individual thing and you can make up your own. Now if we go down to this one, red normally means there's iron. It's a chalybeate spring, as they say. Nothing for that. Yellow usually means sulphurous, like if it's from a volcanic source you get sulphurous water. Green, some people say copper, some people say arsenic. Blue is generally potable water, and you see my pendulum is reacting to this. So this is good drinkable water. I'll put it back into the search position. Purple generally is spiritually charged or holy water. And you see my pendulum is also reacting to this, and this is actually charged water. If I go back again, white, some people would say is healthy, health-giving water. Some people say it's soft water, like containing calcium in it. And black is very energetically polluted or extremely dirty water. Black usually means it's carrying geopathic stress. And when you hear dowsers talking about a black stream, this is usually what they're referring to. And grey, again, is just dirty water. So that's the Measure Rosette. Now, some people find if they're dowsing for other stuff like earth energies, where you're dowsing for energy lays, they often have multiple bands of colour, and this can be a little bit limiting. So it's useful to have a wider range of colours for these. For example, the big dragon currents that you get associated with long distance alignments like the Michael line or the Berlinus line, they tend to come up in metallic colours. Well, certainly for me, and I know a lot of other dowsers, people who are clairvoyant sometimes see them. I mean, I've certainly seen the Michael and Mary currents flowing around Glastonbury Tor in the middle of night, and I've had a picture of them in silver and pale blue rather, and the Berlinus currents come up as gold and purple for many people. So I came up the other year with this disc. This is the Gardner Rosette, which has some more colours on it. So on this disc here, you can see we've got the colours of the Measure Rosette here, from red going around to grey. There's also these additional colours on the side. So we have brown, which might indicate peaty or muddy water. That can also be general earth spirit, nature spirit, if you're dowsing for energies. We also have this pink colour, which is heavenly angelic influence. We have the pale blue, which for me is the colour of the Mary current, and that generally indicates information. And then we have these three additional colours. So we have copper, Cu being the chemical symbol for copper, gold, Au being the chemical symbol for gold, and silver, which is Ag. So these are the ones that are useful for dowsing the big energy dragon currents. And in the centre here, I've also put in a handy 1 to 10 percentage chart. So once you've found the colour of the energy band that you're dowsing, you can then assess whether it's stressed and what sort of energy level it's at. So it's a very handy chart just to have on you when you're out dowsing for earth energies. Now, we can also use these devices, these colour wheels, as more of an active witness. So, for example, if I was looking for potable water outside, I could be holding this in my hand on the blue, saying I'm looking for potable, drinkable water sources in well, and I could mentally tune my rod using this so that my rod would then indicate where to go to find the water. And as an example of this, I once had to douse a leak beside an indoor swimming pool. It wasn't coming from the pool was empty, but there was an underground stream running down the side of it that was leaking through into the substrate. So I went to where the water was accumulating and being pumped out, and I asked if I could have a signature of it on the disc, and I doused 3 particular colours on the disc as reacting to this water. And then I was able to go out into the garden behind the pool, where the water was thought to be coming from, and I just asked my rods if I could find the underground stream that had this particular signature, which we did. And so we're then able to divert the stream and sort out the problem. So very versatile things. I do recommend carrying one of these. It's just a handy thing to have when you're out and about. So that's dowsing with witnesses and dowsing with colour wheels. I hope you've enjoyed this little video. Thank you for watching.